If you're applying for new grad software engineering roles, you might be familiar with this famous resume template over here called Jake's Resume. You're probably spamming applications on this simplified GitHub repo hoping for the best, but this is just not going to cut it in 2026. Simplified just doesn't work in 2026, and this resume template is outdated. I'm going to give you in this video the better template, the same template that got me into Amazon and Google for new grad software engineering. And I've also mentored hundreds of other students and engineers, and this is the exact resume template I have all of them use. And let's get straight into it. We're just going to go through it section by section: education, work experience, and technical skills. And by the way, the work experience is probably the most important section of the resume. So first things first, the education though. If you're a new grad, if you're, pretty early in your career, you need to have your education section at the top of the resume. That is absolutely crucial. And the reason for that is because if you put it at the bottom, recruiters are going to assume that you're this more senior, more advanced engineer with maybe 5, 10 years of experience. And trust me, you do not want that happening. If they think you're a senior, more advanced engineer, they're going to judge your resume way, way, way more harshly, and you do not want that. You want them to go easy on you. You want them to treat you like you're early in your career, because you are. And so put that education section at the top of the resume and not the bottom. And you might think that, well, even if it's at the bottom, shouldn't recruiters be able to figure out that I'm early in my career based on my graduation date? Technically, yeah, but you got to remember that these recruiters are skimming resumes in 5 to 10 seconds. That's all you have to really make a good impression on them and stand out. And so you got to make their job as easy as possible. Just put the education section at the top. All right, next, let's get into the work experience. This is the most crucial part of the resume, and this is where I see people make the most mistakes. First things first, your titles. You gotta fix your titles. I see so many people having titles like research intern, backend developer, full stack engineer. Big, big mistake. Do not do that. You need to have every single title on your resume just as software engineer, software engineer, software engineer. Even if that wasn't your exact title, it's totally fine. Nobody's going to check your exact titles. Just put software engineer for everything. Forget research intern, forget full stack developer. Just put software engineer for everything, and I promise you will get more interviews. Just making that one change alone helped me get interviews at Amazon and Google. And here's the reason why such a small change like that actually works. One, it's ATS. If you're applying for software engineering roles, like if the title says software engineer, then ATS is specifically going to check for certain titles on your resume, because it's trying to see if you have previous experience that matches the role that you're applying for. And so if you have full stack developer, written on your resume, but you apply for a software engineering role, well, the ATS is, dumb as fuck. And it's going to think that you have no software engineering experience, which I know is absolutely absurd, but this actually matters. This is the stuff they don't teach you in school, but this actually matters and will help you get more interviews. And the other reason is recruiters. Recruiters actually prefer if all of your titles are the same. It's much more consistent, cohesive. It actually tells this story that, okay, year after year, this person's been gaining some experience as a software engineer in the same title. Recruiters actually prefer this. It just makes your experience look way more cohesive, consistent, and even skimmable for them. So recruiters prefer it too. The next thing about your work experience that you need to fix is your bullet points. This is the bread and butter, the actual meat of your resume. And so you got to have metrics and quantitative impact in every single bullet point on your resume. And I know, just stay with me, I know you've probably heard that advice before, but let's be real. You probably have it in a couple bullet points on your resume. But if you check it right now, I bet you will not have it in every single bullet point, or at least like 80, 90% of the bullet points. Stuff like improved end-to-end response accuracy by 30%, improved search accuracy by 20%. Improve system throughput by 30%. You got to load up your bullet points with as much metrics as possible. And the reason for that is because these non-technical recruiters, they're skimming your resume. They're not really reading everything. And so they just want to see the impact. And if there's no actual numbers, if there's no metrics, it's basically invisible to a recruiter. They're just going to skim over it, and it might as well not even be there. It's basically wasting space on your resume. So again, let me clarify. You probably don't need it in every single bullet point, but you got to have it in like 80, 90% of your bullet points. You can see here, it's in pretty much every single bullet point except these two over here. Like every other bullet point has the metrics. You got to add those onto your resume. And then the most important other section of your resume is the technical skills section. This one's at the bottom of your resume. And this is where you want to load up as many keywords as possible. And a lot of other engineers or YouTubers are afraid to say that online, but I'm just going to always keep it real with you and tell you what you need to hear. You got to put as many keywords in the technical skills section as possible because that will help you get more interviews. Whether we like it or not, companies do check for certain keywords on our resumes, so we might as well just put as many on there as we can. You know, the one catch is that if you're literally never even heard of a tool or a framework, okay, then don't add that to your resume because that could backfire. But as long as you've heard of it, you know, you have a surface level understanding, screw it. Just add it to your resume and you can worry about learning it once you actually get an interview. Like if you're not getting many interviews right now, if you've just been mass applying on this simplifying UGrad repo and not getting any interviews, well, our number one focus and priority just needs to be getting you some more interviews. Forget like doing well on the interview. What if they ask me this? What if they ask me that? Forget that right now. We just need to do whatever we can to get you in the door at some companies, get in front of an interviewer so you at least have a shot. And that means putting all these metrics on your resume, adding as many, you know, skills and keywords to the bottom of your resume as possible. This is just part of playing the recruiting game. Doing this stuff, it's not sexy, it's not pretty, but it literally got me into Amazon and Google, job offers that paid $200,000 a year straight out of college. So I would say it was worth it to, you know, do some of this corny stuff and play the recruiting game. And if you want one-on-one mentorship from an entire team of FANG engineers who work at all these big tech companies, we'll work with you one-on-one throughout this entire job application process. And we actually guarantee that you get a big tech offer by the end of our program. And if you don't, for some reason, you get a full refund. You don't even pay us a single penny. And so click that link below if you want to learn more about this. You can book a call with me, learn more about how this program works, and really just see if it's a good fit for you. So click that link below, book a call with me, and really see if you're a good fit to work one-on-one with my team and I. And I promise we will get you a big tech offer. And if you don't, you get a full refund. It's that simple. And if you're looking for a couple more YouTube videos to watch where I go over, you know, whether referrals actually work anymore, how do you reach out to recruiters? How do you even prepare for software engineering interviews these days? YouTube's going to put some more videos somewhere on the screen. Click those and watch them, and I will talk to you soon.